for tuning in today. My name is Trina with So You Want to Dance Live of City to City Radio. And we're here today with Miss Brittani Alix of The Makings of B. And what's funny is I've been trying to figure out, I go back and forth on my post saying the making of B or the makings of B. So it is
the makings of
the
B.
Makings of B. Thank you for joining us today, Miss Brittani. I've been so excited about this interview. I hope you feel the same. The first thing I want you to do is I've read your story and how you become a single mother, how you have the challenges, and the journey that you have. Would you encourage and motivate our audience today by telling your story of how you became a single mother?
Okay. So when I was 21, going on 22, I became a single mother, not by choice. My daughter's father passed away. So at that moment, I became a single mother, not by choice, of course. So at first, I was a little depressed, sad about everything that was going on because I didn't know how to handle it. I was 21 years old. I was in school, and being a mother at that time was a lot. So I knew eventually I wanted something different for my daughter. I didn't want me being a single mother to be an excuse.
Right.
I wanted it to be something that would help me empower others and also build others up. Just because I'm a single mother doesn't mean that I couldn't be successful or do anything. So being a single mother has its challenges, but I feel like I've done an awesome job.
And I think that's probably, well, good. You should feel that way. What is life now with now being 6 years old and being able to have thoughts and opinions, little big opinions? I know because I know both of my daughters, when they were little, I always wanted them to talk. I wanted them to talk. So I know they were thinking.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people say they want their children to be seen, not heard. I've never believed in that. Probably to a fault now because they have all kinds of things. What about now?
So, to be honest, Nyla is super duper sweet. Super sassy, but she's super smart. And it's a joy to have her at the age she is now because she's like a little mini version of me.
Aww.
Like she does everything I do, so that's why I'm very mindful of what I do because she copies everything I do. But in a sense, she has her own personality. She also is very independent and she will tell you how she feels and she will hold you accountable in everything. So she's her own little person.
Okay, well, guys, I lost my notes, so give me a second. Can you tell me something about Nyla what does Nyla think about you? And just because Brittani and I do know each other, but we work together, and I met her about a year ago. But she shares a lot about Ms. Nyla.
Yes.
And for Mother's Day, Nyla did some artwork, and I want her to share with you what did she say you were?
So Nyla, of course, she thinks I'm the best person in the world. So she had an artwork of several things, and she said that I was a superhero. And she said my greatest superhero power is that I take care of everybody and I'm awesome, etc., which I am. And then she said, what did your mom like to do as a superhero? And she said, my mom likes to relax and be lazy. And I'm like, okay. But the funniest thing she said on there was, what is your superhero's weakness? And she said, my mom doesn't keep her eyes on the road while she's driving and she's on the phone. And I'm like,
yes,
girl,
don't tell nobody that.
So she is very honest and she's going to tell you what she sees. So
and she sees everything. That's the thing about me and her age. She's like what you mentioned, that she watches everything.
Right.
Let's see. What advice would you give to single mothers who feel like because they became a single mother, like right now, let's just say somebody that's 18, 19 years old, what advice would you give to them if they think this is the end of their life and this is what's going to, what word am I trying to find? This is going to define their life.
Right.
Okay.
Well, the first thing is you have to get out of that mind state is I'm a single mother. You can't because if you have that mindset that you're a single mother, you're going to let that hold you down. I had to get out of that mindset. I had to realize that nobody's going to give me anything. So I have to, if I want something, I have to go get it. So whether you want to go to school or you want to pursue a career, or you want to pursue anything, you have to put that single mother mind frame out of, put it back and do what you have to do for your children.
Yes.
And that's what gets me going. That's why I have so much that I'm trying to do because I don't let that single mother define me. I don't let that define who I am.
And what do you think about your support system? What type of support system do you have?
I have the support of my mom. Her dad's side of the family is from Dallas.
Oh, city.
Yeah. So her, and it's funny because people are like, how did we meet? We met at U of H when he was down here for a game, and we just automatically just connected. Like, we just connected automatically. He wasn't even living in Houston. He was here for
just for the game.
Yeah, and gosh. Yeah, so he's from Dallas, like Dallas all the way, and he ended up just staying here with me.
Okay.
So with that being said, he pretty much was a very important piece of my life, and I know I'm going off topic.
Oh, you're fine.
He was an important part of my life, so I hold him high in honor. So that's why I talk about him a lot. But anywho, back to what we were talking about.
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
Does Nyla know about? No, don't
yes.
know about that.
Yeah, she knows about him. She talks about him. She wants to know. So I try to shed light on who he is and what he did and how our relationship. Because she's getting older, she's starting to ask questions.
Okay, of course.
So, you know, I'm sorry you asked me a question and
that's okay. That's okay. Because we want you to be honest.
Yeah.
We want you to be real. So that's fine. I wanted to ask you about your support system.
Yes. So back to our support system. Mm-hmm. So he is from Dallas, and all of his Dallas family have become my family over the years. Okay. So when he passed away, I pretty much, they were a huge support system. I see them often. I take Nyla to see them. And of course, like I said, my mom. And then I have friends and co-workers who have helped me. Like, for instance, when I was working on my bachelor's, my mom would pick up Nyla for me sometimes. And then my co-workers, if I had to do homework, I would just bring Nyla back to work. And they would watch her while I did homework. So that's why I'm still so close with some of my old co-workers. But at first, I felt like I didn't have a support system, but then I realized you do. You just have to utilize what people are giving to you.
And you have to be open to accept that
exactly,
help, which
exactly.
is always hard for us.
Exactly, because that's very hard for me. So I have a big support system.
Oh, good. And that helps,
on both sides,
I'm sure. Moving on to your next chapter, and what we're here to talk about also is chat with me about the makings of V, and tell me how did that come about? What's the mission, the goals, the vision?
So when I was about 18, I started blogging, and basically it was just things that made me who I was. So like music that I liked, or just stories that I would share. At 18, I didn't really know much, but I just shared things that I liked and things that I like to do and places I wanted to visit and things that made me who I was.
Okay.
So over time, when I lost Nyla's father, it stopped. And then maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, I started to blog, and I feel like that name still was relevant to everything that I've been through.
Gotcha.
And it was more relevant than before because I can actually share things that I have been through, and that's what the blog was about. Just everything that made me who I was and everything that I am and want to be, etc.
I know that you wrote a paper, and this is a little off topic. You wrote a paper about your life and what happened and how you became a single mother. And I know it's published, but is it on your website?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, because at the end we want to make sure that we tell them about your website so they can go and check it out. Something I did forget to mention at the beginning before we go back into the makings of B. In making of B, what's your education? Let's talk about that. You started with...
Yes, I got an associate's, and then I got my bachelor's from University of Houston downtown.
Who'd you get your associates from?
Lone Star College.
Okay, we get Lone Star College. Okay.
Yes, and I also want to mention, I want to bring that back up as well. I plan to start like a mentoring program for teens fresh out of high school, and I want them to know that starting at a community college is okay. You don't have to jump and go to a university.
Yes.
So that's something I'm developing right now. But got my associates from Lone Star, transferred to University of Houston downtown, and now I'm in my master's program at Louisiana State University.
Yes. And what is your bachelor's in?
My bachelor's is in corporate communication.
Okay. And what is your future career goal?
My career goal, I would like to, academically, I would like to be in dean or director level in student services at Lone Star, because I love Lone Star and I'm not, you know. And then my entrepreneurial side, I would like to have a nonprofit organization for teen girls, and also my event planning and my women's empowerment brunches.
Yay! Okay, so now that kind of leads us back into the makings of B. Tell us about some of the events that's under the umbrella of the makings of B.
So we have, under the makings of B, we have the Gold Digger events, and that has 3 different events. You have the women's empowerment brunches, and that's with networking, guest speakers, vendors, and I'll allow the vendors to speak and tell who they are and sell their products. I have guest speakers who share their stories and encourage other women. That's one event, and then you have the sip and shop business showers, which you and
Business
your
showers?
business
Okay,
showers. So
that's
that's pretty much just strictly about the vendors.
Okay.
There's no guest speakers.
Okay.
I allow more vendors, and it's more of a me showcasing other women in their brand. So it's
so
more,
it's strictly women.
yeah.
Okay.
But men can come, but women.
But for the vendors, you want
Yes.
them to be all female.
Yes.
Yay. Good.
And the last one is the Goals with Girlfriends, which is more of a intimate, less than 20 group, and it's really where we just, because the other two events don't allow you to really just connect and share stories. It's just more of a networking thing. The Goals with Girlfriends is meant to be intimate. It's only 20 people or less, and I've had a few of these, and we were able to just connect and share experiences. And the last one I had was in December. No, it was in January, and a lot of the women there, they didn't even know they had similar stories. Some were going through divorces, they exchanged numbers. Some we were able to share credit tips. We were able to do a lot. So that's the goal of it. It's about 3 hours, and it's really just about encouraging each other. A group of friends just come together.
All three of those things sound interesting. And the reason why I said networking shower is because I know Kayla and I came to it, and I know it was a networking shower, and that's a cool name. But it was fabulous. I really enjoyed it. I won something, and Kayla bought some things from there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When I have those events, I want to give incentives to the guests.
Yes.
I don't want you to just come and not receive anything. So I do giveaways at each event. So
and actually also it kind of motivated Kayla into doing something that she
right,
started.
and that's actually the number one goal. Yes.
Let's make sure. So I know that you work very hard on giving a variety of your events. Tell me about the one that you're about to have in Dallas.
Okay, so in Dallas, I'm doing something I've never done before. So last year I launched my first brunch, and since then I've had about 7 events from June until June today. So that in a year I've had about 7 events. I've had brunches, I had the sip and shop business showers, and I had the Goals with Girlfriends.
Okay.
So the Dallas event is a brunch, which is one of my 3 types of events, but the difference between this one is that I'm taking a step out of faith and doing it in another city.
In another city, yes.
So
yes.
I'm a little nervous, but with the planning team I have in Dallas, it's been a great experience.
Okay.
So I think I know it will turn out great.
Okay.
But
what's the date?
the date is July 6th.
Okay, that's a Saturday.
A Saturday from 12 to 3 p.m.
And where's it going to be? 12 to 3 p.m.?
It's at the Business Lounge. I don't have the address on hand, but it's at the Business Lounge, which is the Business Lounge is owned by a lady named Rose Simmons, and she is someone I'm looking to for guidance because she owns her own event space, and that's something I want to do.
Yes.
So it was an awesome link up how we met.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, City to City is based in Dallas. Lisa and Denise are the owners, and so they're there, and we're hoping that they'll be able to get them in there. Matter of fact, vendors. What type of vendors do you plan to have at that particular event?
So usually at my events, I allow 10 vendors or 10 to 20, but for this one, I'm only doing 5.
Okay.
Just because it's a city, it's different for me, and I don't want to go too big. I want to keep it realistic. So I have 5 vendors, and those spots are already gone.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I have a baker, I have a clothing designer, I have a jewelry maker, and I have someone who makes vanity mirrors.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
And then I have a real estate agent who's also going to be there as well, and she has a class that she's launching to giving tips about real estate, and she'll also be speaking. So she has a table, and she's a speaker.
And so right now, no one can become a vendor, but they can still attend. Okay, so we're going to make sure that we get the flyer from you. I think I posted it last night. So we're going to make sure that we pump that up for us because we appreciate you being here today.
Thank you.
What are 2 of your challenges? And I said 2 because you told me a lot, and I was going to say 1 because I know there's too many. What are 2 of the most challenging things when you're doing your events? I bet I know 1, but I won't say it.
The most challenging I would say is, since I do this planning by myself, it's very hard. It's very, very, very hard. But what can be challenging is dealing with others' personalities and they probably don't have the same type of mindset I have as far as business. So that's a little challenging for me because I have a certain way I want things and how I want it to look. And some people are not there yet in their career. They're just starting and they're not there as far as having that same business mindset. So that's a little challenging for me. And now that I've done a few events, I know how to navigate with those type of people. But at first it was a little challenging.
And that's gonna always be a little challenge too when you're strong minded too, and people don't understand. I have a deadline.
And that's another challenge is people don't understand deadlines and guidelines and rules, and it's also very challenging to have those deadlines and people not follow them, but it's also something I've learned that with another challenge. I'm sorry you said two. And I'm
That's okay.
three.
We want people to know that they may want to try.
Another challenge, but I've learned to overcome these challenges. The third one I would say is learning that everybody's not going to support you or be there for you, and that's okay. That's okay. I think that one was that should have been the number one. That is the hardest one because I'm like, you're my friend, you're my cousin,
yes.
you're my mom, you're my dad.
Yes.
Like, you're supposed to support me.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that family and friends are probably not going to be your biggest supporters, and
mm-hmm.
that's okay. And you will have family and friends that will support
mm-hmm.
you, but some won't. So you just have to take what support you get and keep it moving.
Right. That's a good one. I think that will probably be on the top.
Yeah, it is.
And that leads me into asking you. So, what is the one piece of advice that you would give a new entrepreneur? Mm-hmm. And if you were asking me, and you're not, I'm taking over this part, but that would be what I would tell people.
Yeah.
Understand that your family and friends, they don't have to support you. They just don't have to.
Yeah.
Those are not. They have a quote going around all the time now that says, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That says don't make your family and friends feel like they have to be your
That's
close
right.
support.
That's right.
So,
that would be the number one thing I would give to someone. If they do support, great.
Yes.
But I learned with having all these events and doing all these different things, and even just my blog website, that was just my first thing. Mm-hmm. And some of my friends wouldn't even subscribe to the website. That was just a simple putting your name and your email address and being updated. So what I've learned, and it's been very hard because I support everybody,
yes.
and that's just who I am. But what I've learned and what I would tell someone who wants to start a business is don't go into it looking for support. Go into it with thinking this is your passion, this is something you want to do, and whoever's going to see it is going to see it. Mm-hmm. Whoever's going to love it is going to love it. Whoever's going to support it is going to support it. Because you're going to be disappointed every time waiting on people to support you, and that's
just put a little stall in into that. But we're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to switch gears a little bit. Brittany, you were nervous. How you feeling now?
I'm okay now.
Okay, we'll be right back. We're back with Miss Brittani Alix of the Makings of B. We've had a great conversation about her organization, and at the end, she's going to give you some a follow-up statement and remind you about her event. Right now, my favorite part is the interview, of course, but also the fun part of the interview is I have some hot topics that I like to ask. But before I get there, I want to ask Brittany, you and I do have a common passion that we talk about at work about women empowerment, about why women, especially in the African American community, don't support each other. Even just saying, hey, that's a pretty dress you have on, What are you doing? What is your goal as far as paying it forward? What part are you going to play to help other women to do that, to bring out the importance of empowering each other, paying it forward, from a millennial's point of view?
Okay, so that's a twofold question.
It is a very long question.
So, number one, I feel like a lot of women, specifically African American women, don't support because they don't know how. They weren't taught how to do it. And then also I feel like some of them know how to do it, but they don't want to because they feel like they're in a certain area in their life where they might not be happy and they don't want to see others progress. So for me, what I think you have to do to change that perspective is take what you want to do. Say for instance, if I wanted to be a clothing designer, I can't say, well, I don't want her to do what I'm doing, so I'm not. You can't be like that. So you have to take what your passion is and push yourself to make that the fullest you can make it. So when it comes to supporting others, you have to realize that, okay, I might not get the support I want, but I have to push myself to do what I have to do, and whoever's going to support me is going to support me. So back to women not supporting each other, you can't be the type of person who looks at others and looks down on them and realize that, let me backtrack. Okay. You can't, because I can go on and on about this, and I'm trying it's a big topic.
What I do want you to do is just keep in mind that we're talking from your generation.
Yes. What you can't do, and what I've learned you cannot do, is look down on others. You have to take what you love to do and turn it into something that you love to do. And when it comes to supporting others, if you see someone doing something great, I support people no matter what. So if I see someone doing something great, or if I like your shirt, if I like your hair, I'm just going to say, oh, that looks nice. So from my standpoint, I don't look down on others because I wouldn't want someone to do it to me. So I take my passion, turn it into something great, and I also think that building up others and supporting others is how we all can win. I want everybody to win.
Right.
And I'm not going to look down on you because you're trying to do the same thing as me. I'm not going to look down on you because what you're doing is not cute. Like, that's something that we as women struggle with because we're worried about the wrong things. So my generation specifically, I have to be honest, we worry about the wrong things. So and I have to say we because sometimes I get caught in the chaos too. But what I've learned to do is take myself out of that and support people. Like we have to see each other win. I mean, we as black women, we are at the bottom of the totem pole. So you gotta understand that if I win, you win.
Right.
So that's how I see it.
Right. And as far as your Makings of B, when I asked that question about what are you doing, that really speaks for itself. Makings of B is that the 20 women, what do they call that? You call them?
The goals with girlfriends.
The goals with girlfriends. I like that because having those 20 people and you guys sharing your story and what you're doing. How do you feel about when someone comes to you and say, you know, I love you doing those brunches. I would like to do something like that with my own niche. Would you be?
Yes, I've actually had someone who went to my sipping shop in November that you went to, and she said, I've been wanting to do one of these events, and I'm a little nervous. I said, well, let me know if you need anything, and she had an event, and it was very awesome. She was amazing, and she asked me to be a speaker. She did an amazing job. So if anybody wants me to help them, I have no problem with helping them, and that goes back to the women not supporting women. There are a lot of people that I look to for guidance, and they didn't want to help me because they felt like I would elevate above them. That's how a lot of people think. Right. And you can't think like that. If I helped you, that means that I'm elevating too because I'm helping you, and I can help somebody else, and I can help somebody else.
And it becomes a cycle of us helping each other to build up. That's true. I must admit, just for me, old me, I used to have that issue that you mentioned. It was that about because I did something and somebody else did what I did, I'd be like, no, why did I do? Why did I do what I do?
I used to do that too.
I've struggled, but a guy's name is Keyboy. Keyboy is really funny, and one day we were talking, and he said to me, Trina, don't see it as someone doing what you do. See yourself as a trendsetter.
That's
right.
I was
like, that's who I am. So it is a struggle to struggle with that because you think, okay, well, they're going to take yours, but it's enough out here for everyone.
Yes, I saw a meme the other day, and it was about bread, and it said, don't worry about what somebody else doing because in Walmart there's 15 different types of bread.
That is so true.
So that's just that's just what it is.
And we have to all just kind of grow and get there. And what I'm doing as my part is hearing you say that is I'll try to do better with helping people put it out there, helping other people do if they want to do what I do. Let's see here. So now to my surprise hot topic questions that are not so hot today. I knew we had Nyla here too, so I had to think about, I had to be mindful of that. Let's see. First, I think I'm going to do the ones, Derrick Jackson, guys. I don't know if you guys know who Derrick Jackson is. Is he motivational?
I guess you can say he's motivational.
He's a motivational relationship.
Life coach.
Relationship for coach. Women mainly, though. But he's wonderful. He's very, actually, Brittany and I went to his, what would we call that? Conference? Workshop. And he sells these cards, and I want to make sure that I give him his proper notice that they're called Mentally Stimulate Me. And they're great conversation starters. So if you ever want to go to his DerrickJackson.com, I believe, I have no idea, you can Google him. But he has these cards. So I'm going to start here, and I thought these were pretty cool and interesting. So, Brittany, your 6-year-old gets suspended from school for walking out of class when the teacher said, God isn't real. What do? A, punish your child. Explain to your child why what they did was wrong. Ask the school for a lighter punishment. Get your child ice cream with all the fixings. Let me ask the question again, make sure everybody heard it. Your 6-year-old gets suspended from school for walking out of class when the teacher said God is not real. A, punish your child. B, explain to your child why what they did was wrong. C, ask the school for a lighter punishment. Or D, get your child ice cream with all the fixings.
I would say B, because she needs to understand why she was suspended, and she needs to understand what she did was wrong. I wouldn't pass judgment on her thought process of God not being real. I mean, she's sick, so I wouldn't even go there with her really. But I would just really explain to her why walking out of the classroom is not the right thing to do.
That was the most important part of it, Okay. You walk in on your child flushing a stash of money. Because God said money is the root of all evil. What do you do? A, laugh to keep from crying, then explain what God really meant. B, punish them, then explain. C, just punishment. They shouldn't have been in your stash anyway. Or D, flush their toys down the toilet.
No, I would do A. I would do A. I don't do tit for tat for her.
Yes.
She's not a tit for tat person. She doesn't care. She's
Right.
like, okay, and so I've learned that a long time ago about her.
Yes.
That's her personality. She's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's
Now
not
we're
personality.
gonna get another one.
Right.
Okay, that's funny. You just met someone new, and on your first date, they pull out a gift that they picked up for your child. Do you accept it? A, no, they're doing too much. Absolutely is B. C, depends on what the gift is. D, yes, but I won't tell my child who it's from.
That's a hard one. Dang.
Guys, you just met someone new. On your first date, this guy buys your child a gift. Do you accept it? No, because they're doing too much. Absolutely. Depends on what the gift is and how expensive it is. Or yes, but I just won't tell my child who it's from.
I'll do C.
Depends on what the gift is.
Yeah.
Okay, I can go with that one. You're given $1,000 to put towards improving your hometown. Where do you put it? In after-school programs for at-risk youth, homeless shelters, funding for politicians, or locally owned small businesses.
Ooh.
That's a hard one.
I saw 3 answers in there, but for
Yeah.
me, I would do the at-risk youth because
Okay.
that's where my passion is kind of lying.
Mhm.
And then my second answer would be small business.
Okay. Last one of Derek Jackson's mentally stimulating questions. You're on a date with your new boo. He volunteers to pay for dinner. After 9 credit cards get declined, you see a manager calling the police. What do? You stay, you leave, you tell your boo it's time to go, or go into the bathroom for a few hours until it's all over.
This a new boo?
This is your new boo. 9 credit cards he even ran through, and they all declined.
Give me my answers again. Give me the choices again.
You gonna stay? Are you staying? You gonna leave? Tell your boo, hey, it's time to go. But you really can't do that. But you go to the bathroom for a few hours.
First of all, I wouldn't even be in this situation with this boo that got these 9
But you didn't know he was coming. You didn't know. He asked you to dinner. He was like, sure. Personally, the answer that I have is not on here because I would just pay for it to keep it moving.
That's what I was thinking.
But that's not here. Derek, you need to add another answer because we would just pay for it.
I would just pay
it.
no. I'm not.
And just never seen him again.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I might call it Uber if I rode.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know about that one.
Those were good. Those were good. Thank you, Derek. So, this is a hot topic. You are most attracted to a man that can what? Cook and clean, defend you and provide for you, be loyal and transparent, or sex you well and inspire.
Loyal and transparent.
Okay? If you and your partner purchase a lottery ticket together, you guys break up days later, but you still have a lottery ticket, and your ticket is a winner. Do you call it and tell her? Or do you get your money and say, well, we broke up now, so it's done?
We bought it together.
Y'all bought it together.
Okay, I can't say I want somebody to be loyal. And then
I'm not gonna lie. I would tell them they made me mad, but yeah.
depends on why we broke up.
There you go. Yeah. If we did it mutual, I'll probably know. Okay, I'll go and let him know.
Yeah.
The one physical quality that must be attractive. The one physical quality that is must be attractive to you, no matter how good their heart is. Okay, let me fix this. Okay, back up. I wrote that wrong. The one physical quality that someone must have, no matter how good their heart is, would be their teeth, skin, shape and build, their eyes.
I don't know if I can answer that because I'm not
Into that?
Yeah.
So the heart. Okay. The physical quality.
Mm-hmm.
What physical? If he has a very, very good heart, but his physical, is there anything that would make you say, oh, no, I can't do that? Would there be anything? Maybe not. If his teeth are all crooked and
I didn't. There was some crooked
gold
teeth.
tooth, so. Hi, Nyla. Yeah, say hi to Nyla. Say hi. You gotta say hi to the camera over there. Okay, you gotta go back. Okay, bye-bye.
Repeat it again. I'm sorry.
The physical quality messed up. Their skin is bad. They don't have no shade. I don't know. Are their eyes crossed? I don't know.
Okay, they can't have no cross eyes. I can't deal with that.
So we're gonna use that one because the other ones didn't work for you. Okay, last question, guys. The biggest deal breaker for you would be lying, no job, lack of conversation, bad sex.
Can I do multiple choices?
Sure.
Repeat them again. I want to make sure I get all of them.
Lying.
Okay.
No job.
Okay.
Lack of conversation, bad sex.
Where's the all of the above?
There's no all of the above. That's the whole purpose of it.
Okay. I'm gonna say.
What would be the biggest deal breaker for you, though? All of them are kind of deal breakers, but what would be the biggest one?
No job.
Okay. So you would be the one to hear every Saturday, and it's usually 10 o'clock, but we're going to broadcast on our actual radio station, City radio station, at 11 o'clock. So I'm signing off, Trina Lowry, So You Want to Dance Live of City to City Radio. Bye.